Alright, welcome in everybody. Wednesday night league racing here. We're in the WSSR Cup Series here at Texas. Race number 14 here. Playoff race. We're going to try to run the last few races of the season here. Maybe try to commit back to season 11 here full time. But yeah, we're here at Texas. We got 30 plus drivers here this late in the season. Pretty freaking awesome. This league's popping, so see what we're able to do here.
That's a new fastest lap for Scioli, 29.74.
Be right back.
The leader's just done a 29.85. Checker flags out, B26. That's the end of the session, B26.
Maybe it'll be the inverse, you know, maybe I'll just like the inverse. I don't know, I don't want to jinx anything, so I don't want to jinx anything.
Cody, I shit 3 times today.
Hey, that's really cool. Alright, it's time to qualify. So
Pretty wild.
Alright, we're rocking the qualifying here.
Okay, Dakota, we've got 2 laps to get the job done. The track temperature's falling. It's now 85 Fahrenheit. Just done 30.24. You're in pole. You're currently 0.10 quicker than second. Fastest lap for Mirario, 30.02. The car in front's lap time is at 30.08. Fastest lap for Stratex, 29.78. P4, you're now 0.23 off the leader's pace.
Well. See where we drop to now after this. Naturally. I will have the broadcast rocking in the background. Hopefully it's not too crazy loud compared to the rest of us. You can let me know in the comments if it is.
As the part-timer is trying to show that he's got still some great speed at the mile-and-a-half courses. As John Forbes Jr. going to be third on the board, but with 20 seconds left, if you haven't started your lap time just yet, you got to be careful. You might not get it in. As Larry Yingling tops the board late by 1/1000th of a second.
Massive lap by Larry Yingling and a huge, like as smallest of gaps you could possibly get almost. As he's the best Drew to take the pole position for this race from the looks of it. So Larry Yingling, as time runs out, will lead this field here at Texas.
And that is the one bonus point going to the 67, who was tied 6th in points. He was a part of that zone that really needs every little piece of points to make sure that you feel comfortable heading into the later stages of this race. And that one bonus point will help that 67 out. As practice is over, same for qualifying, we enter into warm-ups, where gives us time to give you a clear picture of what we're looking at into this evening here at Texas for the final race of the round of 16. We're going to take a look at our point standings, where it is, like I said, very close from about 6th all the way down to
Josh,
15th. You can even throw
you
down
outqualified
16th.
Jarrett.
We look at it here, only one driver officially locked in. That's
He's
James
got one
Scioli.
foot in the grave
Kevin
as far
Rogers
as I'm
can
concerned.
be locked in if he has a good stage run. He can lock himself after the stage is over, but third all the way down to 16th, Richard, it is still anyone's knowing of who will be in or out.
Well,
yeah, that is just a very, very close
tonight.
battle.
We got our whole squad up in here.
Going to be going at it, elbows out tonight here at Texas. Everyone wants to be above that yellow line. They do not want to lose their shot at that trophy at the end of the season just because of a bad race. So drivers like Cody Reed, Shane Terrian, and Ken Campbell, Drew and Danny Cochran, they're going to be looking for speed today. And it's going to be interesting to see who can do it and who's going to fall just that short of advancing to round 2.
I mean, like, looking at this list, though, Richard, I mean, this is shocking to say. Shane Terrian, Ken Campbell, Drew, I mean, those three drivers have been up front. I feel like every race we watch, going to be Danny Cochran. He's probably been having one of his best WSSR runs, and they're all outside looking in. This has got to be a shocker for them, seeing how a one road course can
good teammate support we got going here. I love it.
Yeah, and I think one of the most shocking ones down there is Drew Jua. We have watched him start in the rear of the fields and just work his way up and win races from 20th back from his start position and end up winning the race. So Drew, like, it's really shocking to see him down there in the elimination zone. But Danny Cochran, I'm sure he's just excited to even have a chance. But I think Danny Cochran could have a very good chance with a very clean run today to be able to take over and advance himself into that blue zone where you want to be.
See how well those drivers that are outside looking in perform here tonight for a chance to continue in their playoff push to hoist the Season 10 championship. As we move away from our point standings, let's take a clearer picture of how the season's been at the schedule and how we've got to this point. Because we've seen a lot of different winners throughout this season. Last week, we got to see James Scioli get in victory lane as Gavin Rogers took pole. But we are finishing up this round of 16. The next round going to be another next 2 races ahead of us.
Fastest lap for Strates, 29.90.
That's the round of 11 before we get our final 2 races of the season, where we go to Dover and Homestead. Whoever's got the most points
fastest
after
lap for
those
Reed,
final 2 races, they will hoist the championship for the WSSR Season 10 championship. And Richard, I mean, this is our last 5 races of the season.
That bump
There are
looks
still
brutal.
tough courses ahead of us.
They are very tough courses, but it is very NASCAR-esque schedule to see. It's going to be kind of all over the place.
Fastest lap for Strates, 29.77.
The typical intermediate of Texas tonight. New Hampshire, you're gonna have a really flat track. Las Vegas, another fast intermediate, typical triangle style track. Dover, a paperclip, high bank short track for the most part. And then Homestead, we're going back to Homestead for a championship race, which we love to see happen. It's a lot of challenges are ahead of these drivers, and you don't want, a bad race today to ruin your chances at New Hampshire and Las Vegas. So even for those drivers that are pretty much locked in, you still need to have a good run if you think that you're not going to have a great run at New Hampshire or Vegas to keep that points chance alive.
As we move away from our schedule, we get ready to take a look at our pick'ems. What drivers we feel like are those to watch out for tonight for storyline reasons, or who we think might actually win this race. And I'm going to go with more of a storyline pick. Doesn't feel as confident on winning this race, but feels confident that he can make it to the next round. I'm going with the 25 of Cody Reed. He feels like the Cinderella story, and he's hoping that he can continue on with this story moving forward. So that will be my pick to watch out for a driver. Richard, who are you going with here this evening?
I hit on it earlier. He likes to start in the rear and go up and get up front really quick. Drew Jua, he's on the outside looking in, and if he can do anything, I think Drew can make it from the rear of those points in that elimination zone and get his way into the advancement to round 2.
And our third member of our crew running productions here, as always, is Robert Moyer Jr., and he's going to go with another driver outside looking in. That's Ken Campbell in the 15, and Ken Campbell's been getting faster and faster ever since he teamed up with Team Conti in the middle of the season as a partner for himself to get faster as a driver. We've seen it on track. This 15 looks a lot more consistent, wants to be up front, and I think he could be that dark horse that could sneak his way in.
Where do you guys peel down
in points.
Pit Road at? Fucking little Kroger's on there. You think that's a good marker?
And we want to say thank you so much for joining with us, as well as thank you to our 2 major sponsors of the WSSR Cup Series, that being GTR Simulators. Want to go get yourself some experience with pro-level racing from home? Go to gtrsimulators.com and check out their GTA Compact V2 Stake F1 Team Kick Salver Kit. Get yourself prepared and ready. Use the promo code WSSR.
All right, 160 laps here. I think we got 4 sets of tires in the pits.
Yeah,
okay.
Go check out some of the custom-made and pre-made that you can
1,
find on
2.
trophies at
car-field, not bad.
purchasing. Remember to use the promo code WSSR SMACK. Here's
Stage
your
lap
starting
40.
grid for tonight's race. Texas, 160 laps, and taking the pole and starting off in a great position. It's Larry Yingling in the 67.
What if Cody missed a start?
We find the 88
I'm right here.
Drew Jua gonna be Richard's pick to watch out for here tonight. Behind them in row number 2, we find in third place the 77 of James Scioli and John Forbes Jr. Back in 5th, it's Nick Crawford and Joshua Kanata.
I'm gonna try not
7th,
locking up my
Chris
kitty.
Spitz, as well as 28.
See how that goes.
Going to be Brian P. Johnson with Ryan Kelly in 9th. And finishing our top 10, it's Jared Talmadge.
Going to move on to the row 6, starting going to be P11 is going to be Zach Hall, last season's champions.
Brian, I thought you were supposed to get the pole put out into that.
12 is going to be Justin Malarkey starting outside of him. Douglas Newbigging starting back in the 13th
Sweat dripped down
position
my
with
balls.
Cedric Hunter and the 13 Kitty Machine.
Oh my God.
Cody Reed, Sam Dyer's pick here in the 15th position, looking out on the outside.
Fuck is he doing?
What is going on?
Brian Noel
What?
is outside, starting
fuck?
16th.
Okay, at least I'm not the only one that heard that.
My balls needs to be a soundboard clip.
He's going to be looking to pass Cody Reed as quickly as he can, starting 17th. Thompson check on the outside of him in 18th.
You shutting the fuck up needs to be a soundboard clip.
Dakota Moniz, and the round out the top 20 is another playoff driver, Shane Terrian, back in 20th.
And trying to continue on with great momentum, yet on Monday night in the ISRC Truck Series, we find the 50 machine of Samuel Garcia starting in 21st, 22nd. Surprisingly,
Lap one wreck.
far back it's 51.
I think it's very possible.
23rd, we find the 12 of Andrew Medlin. And in 24th,
Yeah, I got just
it's
about
the 10
done
of
with
Ryan
that.
Ferraro. Again,
I
we
think the
expect
driving
him to be
conditions are going to be
up front.
different enough in the
chromosome,
race
thanks, guys.
Last lap got Rogers. We'll start all the way down in
to,
25th position.
like,
And
qualifying and
we
running by
find
yourself,
Christopher
that
Rose,
there
26,
might
and
be
27.
That's
Ollie
the
can
video
single
I
out
saw
of
that one.
and
Lap
then
one wreck.
28,
Probably near the
29,
front.
In the
Titanic
chat.
Hopper, not the place you want to start. He needs to get up front and gets good stage points.
It kind of sounded like a bad walkie-talkie.
Of course, John had to start on the outside, so I think
I'll put it in the Discord after the race.
All right, well, we'll see how it goes for us.
we gotta catch up.
I know. We're just like
No, you guys gotta see this shit.
we don't stop 2 to green here.
That's crazy.
This race, 160 lap stage break at the end of lap 40.
You know what else been getting those on Instagram, those pages pop up with just people dying?
I'm expecting a lot of movement
Oh.
from a lot of these drivers.
I got like 5 reels in a row today
They're
with
going to want to
people
get those
dying.
bonus points to help give them the cushion for the rest of the race. So you're probably going to see
I'm on the wrong
Cody
Instagram,
Reed
apparently.
I've been getting a lot of reels of topless women.
Same.
Because he's pretty far back there still.
I didn't even
Very
choose
close,
to.
like
They
we're
just-
talking about.
Yeah, it's like it knows what I like, you know?
Within 15, 20 points of each other. So it's going to be a
Alright,
lot
good luck,
of
boys.
this opening 40 laps of racing, and it's going to be exciting to see and see some fireworks.
Big checkup on the bottom.
Especially some fireworks. Pace car makes the hard left turn hander to pit road. Last week
Already
we
got a
said
1X.
welcome
I just saw that.
This week we say welcome to the
How do you get a 1X?
The 6th round of 16.
Grab there,
Your
so.
WSSR Cup Series race in Texas is underway. It's Larry Yingling, Drew Jua.
Could not see
side
where
by
the track
side
in front of
as
me
we roar
was.
down into turn number 1.
Still
So
there.
far, your top 5 look pretty stable. Rest of the field trying to exit out the corner as clearly as possible. But it's Larry Yingling will already clear and pull away.
Car high.
Hold
your line.
Oh, you dog.
67.
Hold your line.
Clear.
I mean, squirrel.
Another bonus point for himself. Blackland got the pull. 2 bonus points already
there.
in the first lap.
Put him high.
What a way to start out this race for the 67 as he's trying to become the first driver to be a 4-time champion in the WSSR. Already has won it.
No,
3
he hit the
times.
apron.
The 67 won it back in season 2.
Oh.
3, then won it in season 6.
Thanks, that's bomb.
To see season 10 be the return of Yingling as he continues to look well the rest of the field, single filing out for the majority of the field.
Car inside. Hold your line.
I hate this track. I'm so bad at it.
Still there.
Looks like we might have lost Richard. We hope
Still
back
there.
here as soon
D20.
as possible. But at
Still
the
there.
current moment, it is a lot of drivers single filing
Hold your
out.
line.
Starting in pit road, going to be John from
Clear inside.
Oh.
down to 30.
Let you take it here, Zach.
Oh my God, I'm so terrible at this track.
Inside. 323.
You ain't the only one.
Tonight, I mean, yes, he is 3rd in points. He's plus 18. But if
Ryan, you're blinking crazy.
some of his competitors are outside looking in.
Okay, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't know if it was just on my side. I was going to say he was blinking.
Okay, Dakota, the next car is Garcia, R50, A license. Their rating is 3.6.
John doing back here? Oh, he's a lap down.
We're seeing a little bit of issues on our end of some lagging. We are aware of this. We're going to try to continue on broadcast.
Get a car on your
as long as
outside.
we can, but it's going to be
Yeah, I don't know
very
what went on. I think he got a penalty.
At this moment, rest of the
Had to
field
do a
single
drive-through or
file
something.
out. Biggest mover at this current moment going to be Brian Noel. They have 6 positions in the first.
Our lap was at 30.41. That's That's your quickest lap in this session.
Car high. He's still there.
Oh my goodness.
Hold your line. He's still there. Hold your line.
B26. Your lap time was at 30.55.
Hold your line. Still there. Clear on the high side.
Struggling a bit here.
Just done at 30.16. That's your quickest lap in this session.
Car inside. Hold your line. Still there. Clear down low.
I'm probably killing my tires right now, but
inside.
I'm moving.
Still there.
What's the stage?
Hold your line.
40, I think.
Okay.
B27. You've just done a 30.78.
Car outside. Hold your line. Still there. Clear high.
Oh, I don't know, man. I guess I'm just not pushing hard enough. I don't know.
Are you shifting down, Dakota?
Yeah.
Car inside. Hold that line.
Larry, car number 67 is now leading.
Your inside's clear.
Car in front of us is Kane, car number 98, A license, and their rating is 0.8.
Car high.
Up to 20
Nice.
Still there.
from the very back.
He's still there. Hold your line. Clear on the outside.
Where are you running?
I'm 10th right now.
I would like to know why the 98's fucking pinching me for 26th place.
Still there.
Because it's
28.
Still there.
You gotta race someone.
Car low. Still there. You're clear low.
Moving out to Ross. Ahead is now 0.12.
I don't know, boys and girls. I don't know.
Okay, Dakota, the next car is Ross.
Does it
car number
tend to
21.
get loose or tight in the long run?
Rating is 3.5.
You really haven't done that much of a long run, so you would say. But I guess loose because Ryan says.
Lovely.
You know what that means? Fucking paint the bottom. Which I'm not really doing. I need to do a better job of that.
Yeah, I already feel getting loose.
67 is now in the lead.
We're so good.
The track temperature is increasing. It's now 88 Fahrenheit. You've just done a 30.63.
You guys using brake at all?
I am
And
in
1 and
turn
2.
one.
I'm sorry,
Definitely.
2.
Thought so.
I'm dragging it a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
V28, that was a 30.86. Car outside. It's still there. Still there. Still there. Hold your line. Hold your line. Hold your line. Still there. He's still there. Clear outside.
Oh, Jesus. Should not have worked that hard for that fucking... for that spot.
I'm running faster than the leader right now.
V27, that last lap was at 30.77.
Well, you say that, don't fucking complain when you drop like a rock here in 10 laps. You do.
Oh, no, I know. I just know, I mean, the stage is at 40. It's maybe 20 laps.
Yeah, I'm pushing too, knowing that. I'm running the pack down. I was like 3 seconds. Now I'm like less than 1.
Time was 30.75.
Danny, 3 and 4 just take it. My tires are cooked.
The captain weight ahead is now 0.27.
We're racing pretty hard up here.
This is good.
Nice little gaggle here in front of us here too.
Larry, car number 67 is leading the race. The gap behind is now 0.42.
Okay, yep, there's our right rear stepping out on us. Not this little small pack car.
Y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I got
I just fucking, my computer just about crashed, I think. I don't know how I'm still going. I couldn't hear anything and I lagged out.
Captain weight in front is now 0.17. That lap goes over 31.02. Car high. Hold your line. You're clear
it's
outside.
plateauing now. I'm not really falling back at all, but...
Secured it. Car number 77 is leading the race. Car on the high side. Still there.
Fuck.
Hold your line. Still there. Hold that line. Still there. Still there. Hold your line.
I'm running significantly faster than the leader now.
Hold your line. V25.
Me and Vinny might be so fast on track right now, but still just can't.
Still there.
It's like you get to the car in front of you and then it just starts not driving very well.
Okay, Dakota. The next car is Andrew. Car
Nice save. Hands have definitely missed one. On me.
More laps to the stage here. All the green flag.
It's on turn 4 now. It's running me down.
E25.
Let's go back.
Trying to follow Danny here.
Broadcasting on your Monday night. That's right. We're back for some more ISRC Lariar Productions Truck Series action as it's a brand new season. Season 8 is upon us and the drivers are set. Some that said not so long last season are making a grand return. Others making a debut showing. And it's all going to start here this evening on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Welcome to the show as we are proud to give you all the racing action here tonight. As for myself, Sam Dyer, joining me up in the booth is going to be Zach Hall. And Zach, it's crazy to say, the off-season's over. It's time for a brand new season. It all starts, as always, here at Daytona.
That it does, Sam. It's such a long wait, man. I was so excited to be back up here at the booth, joining you guys once again, and everybody here at this truck series. I mean, like you said, we heard a lot of people were, possibly not coming back to the season, and now it seems like they're going to be back. So it is added some spice and a lot of new names also. So I'm super excited to learn those drivers and really see the growth from season to season we always see here at ISRC.
Yeah, I was talking to some of the returning drivers. Some focus, they thought they were going to be focusing on other adventures that kind of fell through, so it gave them a chance to return. And one of those drivers, the three-time champ, the back-to-back-to-back champion of John Forbes, is back to try to retain his championship. He's under I don't know if he's going to race the whole entire season. Well, also his whole entire team.
What do you know about the Fortnite jailbait,
Vincent Sora and Justin Forbes as a whole group. We're going to be racing here tonight. They said in these first couple of races,
much faster than Kelly, but every time I get close to him, it just feels
on or not. So intentionally starting off part-time. There's a couple of other teams that also kind of given the same feel of they might be going part-time, but it's given an opening for some drivers that if those fast drivers go part-time, they've got a chance for maybe their first championship, be a return champion, and one of those joining with a brand new team, no longer under Snowy Desert Racing, going to be seeing the driver of Nick Crawford and co. hoping for a good launch for themselves. As we're going to be seeing the drivers hoping for a good launch of Nick Crawford as well as Cody Reed, partnering up with a few other drivers for a brand new team as they will leave more on them. But Nick Crawford, I think one of those drivers who really looked into this season, Zach, of what could be with some of the drivers that have said they're going part-time. This could be a chance to see a two-time champion of Nick Crawford, try to become a two-time champion, I should say, for Nick Crawford this season.
You're exactly right, Sam. Yeah, I was sitting back looking at the roster build during the offseason, kind of formulating in my head, who was going to be the top of my pecking order to start the season, of who was I going to think was going to be that guy that I would project to be the champion. It's so tough when you do have new names, of course, coming, which we'll see tonight blossom, of course, over the course of this season. But, Nick Crawford was definitely the driver I think I was looking to be at the top of that list of who could possibly win that championship. But, it's really depending on, like you said, the part-time aspect of a few of the other drivers. I mean,
man, you get behind someone, you just get so tight.
They race every single race, we know they're going to be right in the championship contention. I mean, that is for sure. They're both past champions along with Nick Crawford, so we know they'll be there in the battle. But I'm sure, we'll add some new names also in there, so it's going to be fun to watch it all mix out throughout the season, but definitely something to watch out for as the time goes to see if those drivers, stick to the plan of part-time or full-time.
And speaking of new names, top of the board, it's going to be Richard Thompson. First laps in, and he was top of the board. Second laps coming across the line, and the 37 gets a little bit faster. Gets a 51.385
stage already.
Eric Stamp, a former winner of this race. He's hoping to get up top of the board, but he'll fall short. And another newcomer, part of going to be the team of Elwood Designs Esports. They're going to be 2-3 as Isaac Shelley now tops the board for the 98. Other drivers we're going to be seeing the swapping. Second laps are entering in,
lap times
but it's
fast.
Shelley
Some
with
people
7
in the top
thousandths
10.
of a second over Nico Garcia, who currently
back
leads
here,
the
though.
way. As here's some other new drivers. Here's going to be TJ Callaway, who's going to be trying his best to get on top of the board. As the 18, one of those newer drivers, hoping for a good run. And new drivers here at Daytona. There's been a couple of clash races. There's been some off-season races to kind of set up for this season. Some of these drivers that are going to be newcomers, they've looked pretty quick in this 18. One of those drivers to watch out for.
Definitely gonna be fun to see, Sam, how this all shakes out once, especially we get into like 4 or 5 races in. I mean, of course, Daytona tonight. The track, I like to say, they're always the great equalizer, so to say. Everybody has a shot at this track, just about what situation you put yourself in, of course. But when we get to some of those other tracks, such as Homestead starting next week, it's going to be really interesting to see, who are the drivers to watch out for. And like you said, the 18 and TJ Callaway here, this could be one of them. So it's going to be an interesting time learning at the beginning. But of course, once we get through those first 4 or 5, we start to learn everything, and then the season really starts to get going.
And also, we're seeing returning drivers changing up their numbers. One of those, Justin Sipes, going with the 83 this season. And a couple of others also changing up their numbers that we'll keep note on. Thomas Green, who currently is 7th, teammate of going to be a Sipes.
I'm running lap times faster than people in the top 10. I'm way
Obviously,
fucking back
with
here.
qualifying
I hate
coming
it.
to a conclusion, there's no one else on track. That means your first pole sitter of the season going to be the 98 of Isaac Shelley. And what a start to the season. The only problem for Shelley is that if you look at the past,
well, we were catching. I mean, we were faster than people in the top 10. And we just got to get on.
Okay, well, I drove up to 18.
Caution thrown here, as he will try to break that curse that has been so far.
10th place didn't even reach the line yet.
We now enter into the warm-ups of this season.
I saw that, looked up, and then I lost control.
Practice in. This usually would be our time to take a look at the schedule and how that's looking. Also,
my bad, Shane.
Zach, this is more so I think a time for us to really just dissect this season, entering.
So now I have
this is
damage
their
on my right
eighth
side
season for
when I
the
should have
ISRC
finished
Truck
10th in the stage.
There's a lot of new teams, and I think one of the bigger names to watch out for is going to be the Elwood Designs Esports team with Alan Elwood, Rick Thomas, Nico Garcia. That trio, I think they're going to be the real watch out drivers of this season from our rookie class.
It definitely seems to be that way. I don't know much about those guys, but
it's not too
at
bad.
least we have that hidden number in the background called iRacing that you can kind of look at.
I was watching Zach.
They
He was
definitely
fucking
stood out
saving
to
like a
me a little
motherfucker
bit,
that whole
so
round, and then did
I'm
what he
sure
does
they'll
every
be
race.
right in the mix once this all starts off. But tonight at Daytona, 90 laps, it's going to be quite a handful. I mean, these trucks draft so aggressively and just so intensely that I know there's going to be a lot of drivers looking to put on a show, and we could see some fireworks fly, so to say.
We certainly could. Looking at the past year at Daytona, we've had plenty of races with a lot of
79
cautions.
on my
The
right
only race
front,
that had
81
minimal
on my right
amount of
rear.
cautions was back in season 6. That's where Ollie Fonseca found himself in victory lane, and we only had 2 cautions. But traditionally, we have anywhere from 4 or more cautions velocity now. Last season had our ever highest of 9 cautions being thrown. So caution-filled racing
what were you, Dakota?
kind of the traditional
79
way to
right
go
front,
for the
81 right
opening
rear.
race of the season. I mean,
39, 81?
79, 81.
I was 79. I was like, holy
there might be a
fuck.
couple of big ones that I need
I
to
was
avoid, not
68,
just one.
67.
It becomes more of like a survival
did pretty
race.
good
When you get farther into the series and things calm down, you will see less cautions like you were talking about.
I was running 31 once at the end.
Race. I mean, there's
What were you?
7 trucks out
I
here,
was at
so many
60
new
and
contenders,
66.
so many new drivers that don't know people's driving style that
Dakota, what did you say you were?
are going to have to figure that out as the
79,
race goes
81.
on. So you got to really, I think, take it as a survival race. They're really the first half.
I was reeling people back
Get through
into
the
it.
my
first
race.
half, because if you don't,
I'd really
your
like
first
to
line of
know
opportunity, and
what
that's really all you
Zach's
need to be
tires
is
were.
on the lead lap, or at least within the
No,
possibility
no, no, no,
to
no,
get
no,
back
no,
on that
no,
lead
go,
lap
go, go,
without
go, go,
him.
go.
So
I was in
drivers
neutral
just need
when I
to
tried to
focus
get
on that
out of my stall.
survivability, but sometimes it's easy to lose that in hindsight and get a little bit into the race.
Oh, you ended up
and
fixing it all?
Next thing you know,
No.
you're in the middle of a giant wreck
I
that
still have, like,
could ruin your night.
20 seconds left.
Also, some big changes coming into Season 8. They kind of were flirting with this at the end of last season, taking away stage yellows, racing through that last time to get stage points. Well, with this new season, they like the fact of no yellow.
It
So
was
why
just
not
so
just
stupid.
remove the
I
stage bonus
literally
points?
probably
There
would
are
finish
no
top 10 in the
longer
race,
going to be
maybe even
stage
top 5
cautions
because I was
or
faster
stage
than
bonus
everybody in
points be
front of me.
given
It's
out.
just,
It's all
you know,
about
late
how
in the
you
race,
finish
you know,
at the end
everyone's
of the
getting
day.
tight when
In
trying
fact,
to
that's
pass.
another big change in swing that these drivers are mentally
I
getting set up
legit had
for
speed
this
to, like,
90
even
lap
contend
race.
for the win,
On
and I
top of
just threw
that,
it away
tonight
because I was
there will
stressing
only
over
be
one
3
singular point
extra
that's not
overtime
gonna take
attempts.
from
They
me.
dwindled it
And I
down. Instead of
lost
3, it's
the
only
ball.
2. So if we do get
That'll
into
do
that
it.
late run and we have late cautions, they've got a smaller attempts. They're late.
I think I'm gonna
You know, I
stay right
I
behind
like
Zach
the
and do
addition
exactly what
of
he
those
does.
stages. You know, as a driver, I like it. Sometimes
What
it
position
can
are you
be
in now?
less beneficial to the show, but I think
Jesus Christ.
sometimes that stage really
What?
kind of added unnecessary cautions that would breed other cautions that kind of messed up the flow of the race here at ISRC. So I think I like them getting out of it. Let just the natural flow of cautions come through, and I think
I suck
we're
so
going to
bad,
see
dude. I
some
literally would've
really
been close.
fantastic
I
racing
was
this
in.
season with that, where you know we really don't know what's
It's
going to happen at the start of
good
the race.
design,
You know,
bro.
when you have a stage, you kind of have a set plan. Well, that plan is ever changing when you have 90 open laps ahead of you. So you got to really think about any possible thing that could happen, because one caution in one spot can change every little thing about your certain strategy.
Again, thank you so much to everyone that's joining with us here this evening on Monday night. You are watching the ISRC Layer Productions Truck Series on Freaky Fast Broadcast. And again, my name is Sam Dyer. With me up in the booth is Zach Hall, running production all night long.
Nobody goes here in
It's
the bottom
also gonna
lane.
be
Cool,
Robert
cool.
Moyer Jr., as we've got some of our drivers to watch out for. I know we kind of got lost in time, but we do have pick'ems. Who are drivers we feel like to watch out for here this evening? And I'm going to go with the risky pick. He's still looking for that first career win. I'm going to go with Mark Morales Jr.
I think I'm gonna go all out here and just hope
He's
for a
looked
caution.
faster in the past. He's looking for redemption. Zach, who do you got here this evening?
I'm going to go with the driver I think has had some great drives at the Super Speedways, and it's going to be the 27 Jared Tallman here. Everybody calls him Talladega. Well, Daytona is going to be his home tonight. I think he's going to bring home the dub.
Oh, what the
give
fuck?
him an early victory here for the 27.
And our third member, like I said, Robert Moyer Jr. His pick, Mason Cassidy. Love the pick. TBC.
Brian, you, like, disappeared
Drivers
after that,
we
dude.
have a chance to
We're
watch
gone.
out for on who can be the threat here tonight. As we have finished up practicing, qualifying, the warm-up's done, that means all that we have left is 90 laps to see who will start out Season 8 on the right foot. I want to say also thank you to Layer Productions, Morecast, and Armadillo Motorsports for being the 3 primary sponsors of the season, as taking the pole for our first race of Season 8.
Fucking not expecting
It's the
fucking
98
Danny to check up
of
that much
Isaac
to turn
Shelley.
down.
Behind him, though, going to be the newcomer, the rookie of Nico Garcia in the 78 machine. In third, we find the Season 4 champion of Nick Crawford. Ryan Ferraro wanting to start on the
thanks
right
for the
foot.
follow
He'll be
there,
starting
bud.
on 4th place. Also starting behind him, going to be in 5th, we find Richard Thompson, another rookie to watch out for in the 37 machine. In the 99,
Spots again on the
won't see
start.
his number on the side. He's keeping with tradition as last season. It's Michael Miller is starting in 6th, 7th in the new number. It's the 3 of Thomas Green. Cody Reed going to be showing up here this evening in 8th. He's hoping for a
That's what's
good
killing him,
season
man.
for himself. A lot more confidence. Jared Talmadge, Zach's pick, going to be starting in 9th. And finishing out our top 10, it's the 5 Dakota Moniz.
Starting in 11th, it's going to be the 16 of Joshua Kanata. Alongside him in 12th, it's going to be the 24 of Ali Fonseca, those 2 teammates. 13th is going to be the 4 of Alan Elwood, newcomer to the league. 14th is going to be the 82 of Justin Sipes.
Damn, I'm up to
15th
fucking.
is
I'm
gonna
right
be
behind
the
Zach
8
in 11th.
Still returning back. 16th is going to be the
I passed like
17
3
of
cars on the
Mason
outside.
Roberts pick here for
Probably
tonight.
not good in the tires,
17th is
but-
going to go to the 53 of Eric Stamp. 18th is going to
I'm
be
just
the
running the
newcomer
outside
to
pretty much
18,
every lap,
TJ
so-
Calloway. 19th is going to be Samuel Garcia, and rounding out our top 20 is Sam's pick here tonight in the 91, Martin Morales Jr.
Down in 21st position, we find the 71 of Jesse Newsom. Newsom going to be partnering it up with Mason Cassidy, part of NCM. Watch out how that teammate duo is going to work. In 22nd place position, we find the 44 of Mark LeBreton, who's going to be seeing how well he can run. Also a car chief with Paulie Fonseca in real life, so we'll see how that 44 can run this evening. In 23rd, we found the 00 Ethan Smith. He feels like this is his true tour back to the ISRC Truck Series. We'll see what the 00 has for this season.
Okay.
Season 2 champion. Back in 24th, we found the 46 of Trent Jump with Joshua Stovall. Going to be fan favorite to watch out for back in 25th. Logan Brinky in the 26th position for the 29. Also teammate and team owner of Logan Brinky and Armadillo Motorsports. It's going to be Tanner Johnson back in 27th for the 23. John Forbes Jr., 3-time winner of this race. We'll see if we can continue on with that streak. Starting in 28th position. 29th is Vincent Sora, and finishing out our top 30 is the 2 of Danny Cochran.
Starting at 31st is the 77 of Malik Coates. Alongside him in 32nd, it's going to be the 45 of Justin Smith. 33rd is going to go to Justin Forbes. 34th is going to be Tyler Dingler. 35th, Jesse Thornton. 36th is going to be Cody Smith. And rounding out our 37 trucks here tonight is the 28 of Tyler Horn.
Notes for the ISRC Truck Series. There's a little bit of worry of what was the field going to look like entering this season. But I got to say, Zach, 37 drivers entering tonight. That is a big field. And I know the league is happy to see the numbers climb to where they're at. The question, though, is how many will survive by the end of this evening? Because this is a track where it can be very difficult to survive all the way to the end. And I was talking to the drivers. It seems like the mentality is, let's just be aggressive right from the beginning.
You know, I'm not surprised that a lot of the drivers have that mentality. I think it's going to be quite the show once we drop the screen flag. But yeah, man, quite impressed with 37 trucks, man. That's a great job by everybody here, the admin team, to build up over this off season and build their league right back up. So it's really amazing to see when you reload like this, and we'll see how they unfold here tonight, because this season is about to start right now.
A shorter season. We will have for season 8 only 14 races. That means you need to be picture perfect from the beginning. So why not start off on the right foot here for race number 1 of the ISRC Lariat Production.
Reckoning one.
Incredible 225 is underway.
And they just won't stop wrecking into me.
Garcia side by side.
They call us
hold the brakes, guys.
As the engines roar down into turn
And
number 1.
I've got a meat ball.
Welcome to a new season.
Go. We are, Sam, down to turn number 1 here at Daytona.
If fucking Danny held his brakes, I wouldn't have made it through that wreck.
It really was, because I honestly couldn't tell. I apologize. That was my fault, guys.
Almost pushed ahead of that outside line with Nico Garcia leading the way, and I knew I was about to say the teammate there of Nico Garcia, Richard Thompson, going to jump up to the top line and immediately look for the lead on the outside here.
A former team that we used to watch a lot dominate up front. That was Snowy Desert Racing. You saw a lot of going to be Nick Crawford as well as Christopher Norris back in the day. They wanted to
I really wasn't trying to race super hard for that spot.
It looks like for Thompson as well as for Nico Garcia.
I immediately went straight sideways.
Like just no battle, getting his nose ahead of Isaac Shelley in lap 1. The newcomer, the debut. You'll love to see it. Further on back, drivers going 2-3 wide for themselves, but up front, trying to keep it neat and tidy, even with these bumps that are happening with one another. But it's the inside row, Shelley, who finally gets a nose ahead and trying to clear. It looks like they're just going to stay down low. And Zach, I mean, we're going to see these runs go back and forth all night long. But the question will have to be, when do you get out of line with your teammate and maybe assist them? Because it looks like it's stay where you're at and hope that you've got the speed.
Yep.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's exactly what it looks
rolled
like
right down the track.
This is an interesting time to see which line 2 is going to be a little bit more dominant too. I mean, right now it looks very even between both, so I expect to see that for majority of the night. And we talked about there being no stage break and no stage points. Well, that lap led for Richard Thomas and Isaac Shelley here, both those leading laps. That's a bonus point that I think is a little bit more valuable now, because there's so many less points out there for grabs. So if you go out there and get a point, a point for leading a lap, I think some drivers are going to try that. As you can see, the shoving going on is Garcia in the 78 really giving his teammate.
Anyone else in here still?
Richard Thompson, the big push down this back straight. We're looking inside the engine.
I mean, it was crazy to see, but when you're seeing that camera shot,
the rest of my fucking teammates wrecked the fuck out because of
the driver ahead of them, and they are really willing to give bumps, even in the center of the corner. I think that's kind of shocking to see. But up front, they know they.
Well, I would have been fine if Danny would have just held his brakes
coming down the track. Moving and move forward as we're riding on board with Noah Steele and It's good to see Noah out there on track.
Are you done? Are you killed?
Hoping for a good start to the season. We've seen him be a threat to make the playoffs in the past, and right now giving plenty of space. And with being in the middle of the pack, I mean, this is a safe option for the machine. Give space so you can react if there's anyone having issues in front of you. And speaking about issues, it's going to be the 10 machine of Ryan Ferraro trying to get back in line.
I'm right back on track.
They thought there was going to be a wreck. Instead, they got to cycle back in line. And you can make passes under the yellow line, but that was a big scare, big save by the 10 machine as he almost got spun off the nose of the 99 to Michael Miller.
Well, you said the 8 might have been, the escape plan for danger right there that showed you why, because, sometimes that's the biggest thing too is, you see a lot of people that place themselves on the bottom. You'll say, why you just keep riding on the bottom? It's almost easier to escape sometimes on the bottom. You have,
if anything, it should have just been, enough to maybe get me a little loose or just, the slight contact, but I mean, it felt like you just drove through my passenger door.
You're kind of pathway close.
Which I know isn't what happened.
So you see how fast things happen there with Tin and Ferrari getting up to the wall trying to get back in the line, just that contact that was made. But it happens so fast that you don't have that escape plan.
Probably not going to drive very good. I can't imagine it will.
You really do.
Likewise, man.
It's part of it. Want to get back in line with one another, and I was just about to bring up the fact of these trucks. I know a lot of these drivers got a lot of practice this past couple of weeks with Super Speedway Racing being on iRacing's official side, with having Daytona finish with the Atlanta week. So drivers got to test out what the side drafting, the bump drafting, how these cars react in the draft with all the updates that have been coming out recently on iRacing. And a lot of what I was hearing was these trucks can be a handful and very unpredictable at times, and we saw there, I mean, great job on the field to try to react to get around the 10 machine, but honestly, we never know which lap someone else might get a bad bump or a bad wiggle off the exit of the corner.
I'm seeing a lot of aggressive bumper going on too. So
yeah, Madden's going to drive
because, if you get
close how it did
the biggest thing. The one driver I think really giving some great pushes up, and it's really the outside line. It just seems like it stacks up for some reason up there. But Nico Garcia's been giving great pushes to Thompson. I mean, he's been right on the back bumper, even like you said, sometimes at the center of the corner. But he's been very square. And what we mean by that, folks, is in line. You want to be not off to the left, not off to the right when you're pushing someone, because that is a very easy situation to turn somebody here, and that's where we see those bad bumps really happen. So everybody doing a great job right now, but definitely it shows all it takes is one little mistake, and next thing you know, you're turning someone around.
You might be noticing there's a couple of cars with some odd paint schemes from what they would traditionally run. You see the white and red. That's Michael Miller. Now, if you've watched last season, that's the same scheme he ran, still with no number on it. We'll see if he changes that up. Then behind him in the purple and pink machine, that's Eric Stamp with no number on the side of his vehicle. And then below that purple and pink machine is the 42. That's going to be Joshua Stovall. And Stovall, he was reportedly saying he was having some issues with the paint service to get the right paint on. Stuck with the default scheme, and that's what he's going to be running here tonight, but expecting to see the UPS Brown crew out there for the rest of the season moving forward.
Definitely love to see those colors. First of all, we know the support he gets out there, so great to see, of course, him return to the league here.
Yeah, this thing is fucking so bad on the straight.
Everything's just so two-line. I'm surprised nobody's took a risk. A lot of times you'll have I'm willing to risk it, go up the middle and kind of force their way through, but everybody just saying, double file for the time being. So I think everybody's showing a lot of patience and knowing that there's no stage break. They just
okay.
Yeah, it's surviving and making it to win.
And somehow ran my fastest lap of the race. I feel like I'm so slow.
So I said about 30 to 33 laps was the window they were looking for on fuel, and with this race being 90 laps, means it's going to be about a two-stop race in Zag with that mentality of a two-stop race, and with there no being an absolute caution, I mean, there's always that chance that we can go green from the start to the end, and pit stops are going to be the next big critical thing you have to focus on to make sure you get perfect, because that can ruin your race just by the first stop that we have here tonight at around lap 30.
Oh man, it could be everything. If the race, that's the biggest thing that people don't understand is, when you come to pit road, it is almost the separator, I guess you could say, when it comes to the super speedways. You'll see where you have these giant packs here, and we'll have a pit stop happen, and it will be, 3-4 separate packs formed, just because of how much mistakes and just missed time is on pit road. So it is a critical time, and I think strategy is going to be a critical part of tonight. Is I think we had a car blink out there.
Now, Jared's a fucking idiot.
A bad time. It's never good to see that right in the middle of the pack when they're pushing.
Damn, what did he do this time?
Absolutely not. That was the
He
27.
just tried to chop my nose when he wouldn't have done that to anyone else.
Starting this season, going to be his 6th season in the ISRC. This is going to be his 56th start. He's only got 1 win, and that was back in Las Vegas in season 2. And he's at 15 top 5s, 33 top 10s, and Jared Talmadge would love to see himself back in the victory lane, showing some great promise. And I think that's the joy of watching these drivers in multiple different leagues that we cover here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Now you'll see most of this field racing on Wednesday night in the WSSR Cup Series, but you can see a lot of growth from one vehicle to the next, and they always like to say that the trucks are a lot easier than the next-gen Cup car. We'll see if any of these drivers, what they've learned on Wednesday can translate here to Monday nights.
And, it definitely can help. Just even confidence. That is one thing I know as a driver myself. It is a huge thing to have confidence. You can get almost delusional, and sometimes that's a good thing because it can propel you to things that you didn't think you could do before. So if you're not believing in yourself, it can be a tough time out there on the racetrack. So sometimes those series can kind of help you run better in others. So we'll see how that does work out. But right now it's still, again, just double file and really no change-ups for the leaders. I think Shelley again is still Richard Thomas leading those lines. I'm very impressed with the patience that's being shown right now, Sam. I think me and you both probably would have expected a little bit more 3-wide action priority.
I think it helps due to the fact that we had that scare that kind of woke everyone up to back off, because we were starting to get to that point where 3-wide was opening up, where multiple drivers were thinking, let's go 3-wide, let's make some big passes, and then that Ryan Ferraro and Michael Miller scare that spaced everyone out. I think they realized, all right, let's cool down. Maybe we'll wait until after pit stops, or coming closer to pit stops around that lap 30 marker, that will get a little bit more racy. Survive until then, because I know iRacing drivers, sometimes they get in their heads and they think they can win the race in the first 10 laps, but you gotta run the whole 90 to be there at the end.
Sometimes all it takes is that little scare, it literally does. It's crazy to say that. People be like, wow, they changed the mentality that much. It just does. When you see something like that happen, you go, take a deep breath and go, that could have been a really bad situation, and you go, wow, and then you look down the lap counter to see how many laps are left, you go, okay, we're under 10 to go, or we're under the first 10 laps here. This is probably a situation that we need to cool out. So like you said, that's probably most likely what went down, and it just shows you how fast the mentality can change. You can be from one moment looking to go forward, and then you see something happen and you say, well, I'm a dog, I'm gonna put my tail between my legs.
Absolutely. We also want to shout out those that are watching in the stream. Thank you so much to everyone that's maybe just watching along. Those that are able to comment. I know we got some fans of Joshua Stovall out there, and I gotta say, this 42 is looking good. One of our biggest movers of the day currently in the first 14 laps, up 14 positions. If you're rooting for one of these drivers out there on track, give us a shout out of who are you rooting for? Is it a team? Is it a driver? Who are you hoping to see in the victory lane at the end of the night? Now we got a lot of Stovall fans out there. We also have rooting for Nico Garcia fans out there. Excited to see who else is going to be the big fan favorite to watch out for this season, because I know last season it was the 42. We've had a couple of other fans out there. We got Cody Reed's dad, Lenny, rooting for that 25 machine. Cody in the middle of the field trying to make this run back forward. As you can see here, it is really just stay in line, hope for the best. They're going to have more and more people rooting for fans of drivers. Got some Ethan Smith fans out there as well as people rooting for the 18. I gotta say, Zach, we got a lot of fans rooting for a diverse amount of group. We love to see that out there in the chat.
Oh, we'd love to see that, man, for sure. People tuning in, supporting their family members or friends. Just supporting people and just enjoying a good race out here on a Monday night. So it's a pleasure to be calling the action, not only for myself, but also I know you're glad to be back up here. So we're glad to have all those family members out here joining us back in the booth. But man, look at this. It's changed up front. As right now we had the outside line change up now as Michael Miller has gotten to lead, and it's been Nico Garcia and Richard Thomas who jumped down to the inside line, and now Michael Miller jumps down there, and look, it's going to be our two numberless cars leading the way.
numberless for themselves. Down below, that's the 99 in the white and red.
Not get around this damn 88, bro.
Purple and pink. That's Eric Stamp. Stamp, the former winner of this race, all the way back in season 3. There were a lot of different drivers who thought they were going to win that race, but it was ultimately the 53 that got it done. Let's see if Stamp can stay ahead, because also what's a little bit of a worry for the field, going to be up front is now the 4 of Alan Elwood, who's trying to get in line with his teammates of Garcia and Thompson. And if those 3 do get in line, I think they can really control this race in whatever lane they get into. But it's helpful to have the numberless cars leading the lanes that they're in right now.
That it does, yeah. The 4 would love to get there in line with his teammates. That's why he's going to push hard here. But oh, look at this. I think we're going to see them drop to the back here. Yeah, the 78 and the 37. So looks like they don't like what they're seeing right here, Sam. They're feeling like they need to drop back, and this could be a little dangerous situation here where they're going to drop back, and it's going to make it 3 wide. As the 37 a little wiggly because he didn't make that transition right.
Didn't make the transition right, but everyone able to stay with the lead path currently. Next driver to watch out for might be the 4 of Alan Elwood. Let's see if he decides to drop to the back once we hit the back stretch, but it's Eric Stamp still leading the way on the inside, having the 4 of his back bumper, but new driver going to be leading the outside row. That's the 24 of Ollie Fonseca. Ollie, winner of this race back in season 6, only led 3 laps that day. He would love to lead a couple of more early on here for season 8 for himself, as he's got the help of going to be TJ in the 18 right on the back bumper of that 24 on the outside, but the 4 does stay attached to Eric Stamp, so it doesn't look like Elwood wants to drop the back to his teammates. He'll linger up front for now.
Definitely interesting call from his teammates there to drop back by Elwood. Like you said, going to stay there on the bottom, but Fonseca up top there getting the push from the 18 to TJ Calloway. It looks like that's going to be almost enough to get him the lead here, just not enough that lap though. Stamp still going to remain in that top spot, but I think the 24 this time around might have a better opportunity as the 18's giving him a pretty good push. But Fonseca, kind of a question mark for me this season because I had a tough one last season, but I think he's a driver that could rebound and really have another breakout season because, he was on the cusp of, really almost winning a championships at a few moments there, and it just seemed to go sideways there for a few moments. But I think this season, if things can start early good for him, I think that's going to be important for this 2014.
Yeah, I know for Ollie and a lot of drivers, they kind of had to take a step back these last few seasons because of real life kind of getting in the way, kind of taking away their practice time that they used to have in previous seasons, enabled them to go for those championship runs. And talking to Ollie, really felt like maybe this season he could put a little bit more practice time in, go for a chance for another championship surge. That's kind of the same mentality of Cody Reed for the 25 on the fact of, hey, I've got a little bit more time to focus on practicing so I can go for those attempts of a lot more wins, as it's now the purple crew leading both lanes currently. And Alan Elwood, he is really mastering on getting to the back bumper of that purple and pink machine, but giving space through the corners to keep that engine in a little bit more calmer state, because he's giving massive pushes on the backstretch, but is giving space to enable that engine attempts to cool off so it doesn't blow after just 2 laps.
He's really doing a great job, like you said, where he is pushing on the straightaways, but he pushes them far enough out in the corner where he's got enough room to really breathe that engine. So that is exactly how you want to do it. I mean, if you, of course, stay glued to the bumper, it is more speed around, but like you said, you're just going to have the engine temperature. At some point, you're going to have to stop. But if you can periodically just get to the back bumper, especially on the straightaways here, and get off in the corners, I think that's going to be the more optimal way to do it, especially to keep those old temperatures down. As we might have a truck getting stuck in the middle here. This could be a sticky situation, but looks like that truck gets back in the line. I'm not sure which truck that was there.
Hopefully drivers get a big seat there for a quick moment, as seeing everyone giving space, able to get back into 2x2. And I was just about to bring up, I'm curious on what these drivers are thinking, because usually in the past, this is the time that you would press and go forward, because this would be the time that we'd have our traditional stage end. Some drivers think it's go time. Let's try 3 wide up front, as we're going to be seeing the 82 of Justin Sipes as well as Thomas Green. They don't want to wait anymore. They want to be in control, and they're going to force the issue on the outside. Ollie Fonseca with the block. He does not want to be the driver that loses the lead position, and it completely nearly leaves the 18 on his own in the sucker hole in the middle. Ollie gets Sipes, gets also Thomas Green, also Talmadge, and that outside row of Planet Sim Racing is trying to move forward, but Ollie's getting a little bit dangerous. The side drafting's getting exciting, and Zach, that 18 has zero give up. He still fights to stay inside of the top 5.
He got lucky that 24 blocked that outside line there. That really checked up that outside line's momentum. That allowed the 18 to side draft his way back through and just really keep fighting with nobody in front of him. He's kind of just using the draft off to the left and off to the right of the trucks that he's getting. And TJ Calloway doing a great job with no help right here.
I mean, continues to just side draft his way forward, and he's pulling both lanes back. The 18 by himself almost had a nose ahead. But now the momentum, the bump drafting, that's what enables Eric Stamp to just pull away. And Ollie Fonseca left on his lonesome on the outside, and that is not where you want to be if you want to try to hold position. And instead, it's going to be Planet Sim Racing, Sipes, as well as Green, and Jared Talmadge going to get by the 24, and Michael Miller now going to be the new lead driver on the outside as that numberless red and white machine tries to get rolling, but the inside row, a little bit of a scare there, Zach, as the 4 got out of line for a quick moment, kills all the momentum, and now it's Miller leading by quite a charge.
Big wiggle from the 4's push to the back bumper of that 53 that really got that truck sideways and checked the inside line up, but they did a great job through 1 and 2 there. Used the shorter way around, and just look at the push from the 4, just so well connected there down the back straightaway perfectly, but a little wiggle from the 53. He gets off him here in the corner, allows him to kind of gather it up, and then he'll hope to get back to the back bumper. But definitely a moment there for Eric Stamp as he was getting the push from the 4, who's been given great pushes, but that triangle area is right where the exit of where it happened to him can be a tricky spot to push.
We are 24 laps. Now we'll start laps 1 and 5. Eric Stamp still leads the way with Alan Elwood on the back bumper and trying to be in control vehicle. But looking at the rest of the field, they really are starting to single file out further on back, and with us creeping closer and closer to lap 30, this is that time, Zach, where you want to find your friends, find your allies, and prepare for pit road.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, this is looking like everybody's doing that, and it was wild there for a moment. You know, you go 3 wide for a few laps, then everybody kind of goes, well, we need to get in line here if we're going to decide to do this type of pit strategy. So we'll see what happens here, but yeah, you can see everybody just trying to fight to get to that bottom groove.
Trying to fight to the inside. Some might decide to stay on the outside groove and find some friends and allies to get further up ahead. Maybe able to have some spacing and better positioning for when you go into pit road. You make a slight mistake, maybe you can still salvage to stay in the draft, and that's why we're seeing our top about 8, 9 drivers still fighting. This is the battling going on further on back around 19th and 18th at the moment, and seeing the 5 as well as a few others attempting the outside row. Noah Steele in the 8, stay behind Cody Reed, willing to just stay in line currently. There's going to be Jesse Thornock in the 20. Jesse, late last season, I mean, made a couple of really good qualifying runs, hoping to maybe make a swing in his racing ISRC path of trying to go for a playoff push potentially this season. Going to need a lot of help for himself, but at this current moment, starting to see some more drivers willing to go to the outside and make the moves to close up and have that better track position as we're getting closer to pit road.
That it is, yeah. There's a lot of people trying to, you know, this could be a time where you can gain those spots because everybody's trying to get to the inside. So it can be a little bit better track position. You can jump to that outside and hopefully find your way down to the bottom. And I'm interested to see, you know, how far will these drivers look to stretch it, because if you can stretch it a little bit farther, you can take a little bit less fuel in that last stop. Maybe have a little bit quicker pit stop. That's one thing I think maybe some people might attempt to do, but definitely a lot of people line up on that inside. That usually means it tends to be a pit stop coming soon. But the outside lineup here on this first, I'd say 8 rows, they're fighting pretty hard still.
And now it is go time. Top 10 willing to fight back and forth. Looking more like our top 15 are willing to stay side by side. And here is the Brown Crew's favorite driver. It's Joshua Stovall trying his best to rally the drivers on the inside to move forward. Miller side drafting enough to keep them at bay. This 42, one of our biggest movers so far. There's a couple of drivers up 20 positions from where they started. That Snowball also tied with Vincent Sora, who's up 20 spots. Justin Ford's up 20 spots. Justin Thornton up 20 spots. But it's Snowball, the furthest up currently instead of our top 5. And once a couple more positions before pit stops are calling, and we are now within 4 laps. Anywhere in these next 4 laps, expecting the field to start to fan out and head to pit road.
And that we are into 42, man. He was one of the best superstars, one of the most aggressive ones last season. So no surprise to see him back up here making big moves and climbing up that leaderboard. But let's see how this shakes out now. It's going to be that 42 who pushed the 44 to the outside. The 44 Mark is going to be on that outside line. Now he's going to have the help of Michael Miller there. The outside just is deteriorating slowly. You know, there's a couple trucks up there, but it's nothing really too strong right now.
If you're a fan of the 44 of Mark Libertone, watch out. He's got a great pusher behind him, the driver that pushed Joshua Stovall to victory lane the last super speed we had. He's now right on the outside trying to get Woo this 44 forward, but they just don't have enough momentum and left out on his own. The 44's open to side draft the best that he can, maybe find an opening to drop down low because all friends and allies have disappeared. And the battle up front is now get in line as quickly as possible.
They are just, you know, it seems like one moment they want to fight for the outside and then they just want to get in line. But now look, 42, he jumps to the outside here.
She's so tired now, Jesus.
Who wasn't able to get the 44 up there.
10-4, bud.
Here comes the 42 with the shove from Michael Miller. This might be enough to get him at least to lead a lap in that bonus point for the 42 team.
Thinking everyone's still on track. A couple of trying to poke and see. Is anyone thinking about pit road? No, they all stay on track. No one willing to make a stop just yet. All 37 drivers that took the green, all still attached with one another in the draft. No one has lost this lead pack just yet. They're a little bit more spooled out because of being in line, a single file majority of this field. But I gotta say, Zach, 31 laps in and everyone's still attached to the draft. This is impressive by the field because it almost seems like in every league that we watch, there's always 1 or 2 drivers that are left on their own. But the 2 drivers that are going to be the biggest threat all season long, it's Vincent Sora, John Forbes, 2 truck tango on the outside, 2 in the middle, it's Stovall and Miller. And on the inside, it's a little bit more of a trio. 3 wide, cross the line for the lead. And it's too close to call. I think it went to Vincent Sora, but these final laps before pit stops, who wants that lap led? And John Forbes puts down the fastest lap of the day.
I think that was almost a test. You can see right here they're going to lift, and you'll probably see them drop back here a little bit as maybe they'll look to get in line. But Vincent Sora did get that bonus point for leading that lap that time around, at 9,000ths of a second over Joshua Stovall. So got the bonus point. Wouldn't be surprised if, you know, maybe Forbes tries to do that attempt here later to get him a lap led. But we'll see how this works out. But that was just showing how fast you can go as a 2-car tanker.
And willing to make the big moves as now drivers get in line, trying to find their safety. And it's going to be Alan Elwood dropping to the inside, but he's all on his own. No one else is with that Ford machine except for his teammates that are all the way in the back. The 3 drivers, the 3 teammates from Elwood Designs Esports. They've got to get themselves together quickly, but it's going to be a little bit of a trek to get all 3 drivers in line with one another.
That's exactly right, Sam. Yeah, those, especially the back 2 of Nico Garcia and Richard Thompson, they have to make sure they have a great exit out of their boxes here. They cannot be lollygagging because, you know, Elwood is going to be waiting up for them, and they need to get all 3 of them gathered up quickly. And I can tell you right now they're leaving the road. There's a huge gap between the 3 of them, so it's going to be a loss of time, in my opinion, pitting that little bit of trucks. But here we go, there's a little more trucks. This will help them out right here with more trucks coming around. They should be able to gather in, but look at all the trucks coming in, Sam.
Oh no, the 44 goes around! Oh no! Mark gets himself locked up in the brakes and just spins out on his own. Stovall completely missing his box. He's got to back up and get back in line, and he's just losing seconds over seconds. Finally is in his box, and multiple mistakes being thrown out there on this first major pack. Cody Reed also going to be caught with a penalty for the 25, and misery hitting the group as drivers, frustration mounting over.
Pit stops, pit stops, pit stops. They can make or break your race. And some of these drivers are going to come out here, and we talked about how the whole pack was together and lined up through his first portion. It's they're coming to the pit road here. Justin Forbes a little bit of a wiggle there for himself. Gathered up. Ooh,
yellow flag going to be thrown though. Issue striking for others out on course. We're not officially sure on who brought this yellow out, but it looks like it might have been the 7 of Cody Smith, who tried to gas it up, wheel spun, and almost took out, I believe that was Allen, who almost just got taken out there as this caution came out.
That it looks to be. And if I'm looking correct, Cody Smith did not take tires here. I didn't ever see the truck jack up. So I'm actually not surprised by this spin because the tires are actually pretty hot here in Daytona. You'd be surprised how hot they are. And pit road doesn't have a lot of grip. He's going to come off a pit road here. He's going to go through the gears. Once he starts to shift up and get probably the second, third gear, he's just going to light the rear tires up right here. And this is going to be, it's going to look ugly, but a simple mistake. And I mean, like you said, Elwood almost, I mean, he about took a ride over the fence.
Yeah, that was terrifying. And one driver who's happened to see this caution is going to be Cody Reed, who's got a black flag penalty after getting an unsafe pit entry penalty as he was trying to go in. Here's a ride along though with Elwood. I mean, you're just riding, and again, he was off pace from his teammates and what he's going to get rid with it. And this was a scare, this was a worry, and this has been a thing that we've seen from Cody Smith before of simple mistakes happening and giving big scares. And whew, almost had a Cody Smith moment there.
Definitely almost had to go to another octave right there with that one because that was close. You know, that mistake looks really, really bad if you're on the outside looking at him. But I will say, from the driver's standpoint, it can happen actually with those hot tires, like just lighting the tires up. You just got to be prepared for it. And I don't think he was. You know, he was thinking, oh, it's Daytona, I'm just leaving pit road. And yeah, those tires were.
You pit already or no?
This also is going to be helping
I'm getting ready
Mark Libertone, who was going to be off pace because he had to go through the grass there with mistakes, and a couple of other drivers had major damage after those pit stops fiasco that went down. I know that Martin Morales got spun around. You also saw damage on that replay for Cody Smith.
I want to see if I can make like lap 120,
already dealing with some
but I don't think I can go that far.
There were a couple of other drivers that were dealing with issues. Cody Reed, though, doing an update on the 25.
Yeah, I'm on top right now. Yeah, I see that. Good job, dude.
Does still hold when he goes green.
I don't want to give myself too much credit because I took tires in the last stop after I brought out the fucking yellow.
You brought up the fact that it was,
you know, really not that good.
That was my only concern.
And I should be up there with Cedric and Zach because they did the same thing, and I fell off like a rock.
That is the case.
They're up there in fucking second, third still.
Big penalty here in Daytona too because he's going to come to pit road, be held for 40 seconds.
But considering I had absolutely no laps until qualifying, I guess it's not too bad.
The chance of him being in the back, that when they take off, he might be able to
I still feel really bad about it.
And a bank on a quick caution and maybe come out, but this caution will reset the field, get them prepared to take off and go, and Michael Miller could be as well as.
I'm racing the piss out of Josh. I'm sure he's not happy with me, but whatever.
How these two can take off and go. Also have Eric Stamp, Olivia Seca, Jesse Newsom. Also going to be having Thomas Green, Isaac Shelley, Trent.
I really want to get this Buckeye machine into a top 5. I would fucking be ecstatic if I got a top 5 tonight somehow. I don't think I will, but
time for damage repair.
Be pretty fucking baller.
Save a little bit of extra time. Simon Garcia, Vincent Sora, Cody Reed, Martin Morales, John Forbes had some very long extra time for the 11, as well for Mason Cassidy, Ryan Ferraro, and Cody Smith in the 7. All were able to get extra time repairs done. Cody Smith going to be the driver who's trying to get some repairs for himself as the field takes off and goes. I believe some waiver rounds going to be going for some drivers as they're going. Mark Libertone, Mason Cassidy, as well as Ryan Ferraro, able to go take the waiver round for themselves. So you can see that they're kind of our lucky Dilla of the race, as that will be a new sponsor for this season. Drivers that get what was formerly known as the lucky dog, or getting a waiver round when you're one lap down, your first driver 1 lap down. When a caution flag comes out, you don't have any.
Hey, thanks for the rating. Hitting 6.4. Appreciate that, bud. Welcome in, everybody.
So I'm not sure who
Hell
officially
yeah, I really
got it, but we
appreciate
do
that.
have 3 drivers that are going around. Again, that's the 44 of Mark Libertone, Mason Cassidy, and Ryan Ferraro.
And
But up
everyone's
front,
coming
Zach,
over
they're
from that
stacked up. About to be going this time by. I'm curious on how this restart in mentality is
that,
going to
buddy.
switch, knowing that we technically have just one more pit stop to go before this race could be over.
Hell yeah, man.
It's wild to say that, like, you know, the pit stop, I mean, the caution comes out and it is right at, like, the pit stop point. So, really, like, nothing really has changed here. So, this is just going to be a reset and re-rack them. And a lot of people who are going to be saying,
Get a little league
that was
racing
my
tonight.
moment, so to say, to get me back in this race. Because a few of those people had some bad moments there on entry pit road. They're going to be saying now, got one more pit stop to go. Can't make those same mistakes on the green flag stops, because you're not going to have it, I think, many more chances after this unless we get a rash of yellows, which of course is possible at Daytona.
It certainly is. Last season had 9 total cautions. We'll see if that's going to calm down. Just had our first
Oh yeah, dude,
of
so
the
much
evening.
fun.
Pace car into pit road, and your Morecast Incredible 225 is back to green flag action, and it is a massive launch on the inside for Michael Miller, Ollie Fonseca. They're going to be able to take off and go as the 18 just did not get through the gears as well as he was hoping.
Race,
And Ollie
but hey,
Fonseca bounces to the
hanging in
outside.
there.
The 24 wants the lead, and he wants it now, Zach.
Hello.
He made some big move there for sure. The 18 now going to come up to his back bumper, giving the shove. But Michael Miller fighting back here on this bottom side. He's going to have the help of the 71 and Jesse Newsom. So some newcomers up front here, and this is getting fun to see how they're going to be in the mix.
How well will they run? Also, moving up to the outside, drivers to watch out for. They're trying to get in line with one another. Ollie Fonseca in the 24, as well as the 74 of Nick Crawford, part of Cannon Fire Racing.
Nice, we're at
Ollie Fonseca, Cody Reed, and Nick Crawford able to team up and see how well they can take off and go this season. As Miller, Fonseca, that was a close one to the line, but it's Fonseca who continues with the momentum on the outside groove to keep that nose ahead. But coming up to 40 laps into this race that is going to be completed, these drivers know there's still a long race. We're not even halfway, Zach, and I think the field recognizing we can get aggressive, but just like what we saw from Vincent Sora and John Forbes, there's still plenty of time to test out practice moves.
Yeah, I'd like to get into more of the
That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of time here to try things, and I really think that you can learn a lot by just racing, but not being too aggressive. You don't have to go out there and, you know, make every crazy move, make every track position opportunity you have out there. But I think there is chances to go out here and at least experiment right now and just say, all right, what kind of pushes, what kind of side drafts can I get here, and, you know, have that in your back pocket for maybe a late race restart or a late race battle that you have going to the trigger flag. So we'll see who can learn what here. But right now, Fonseca was able to take control, jump to the bottom. Now the 18 is going to have to push from the 53 Eric Stamp, and a few of these guys up here doing some really good jobs to stay right up front.
Update on Cody Reed, who had that holding. See, he did come into pit road, and for the 25, he's 1 lap down, but is by himself. Only a mere, I'd say, 15 seconds ahead of this lead pack. So Cody Reed will be caught in the next 3 to 4 laps, so he needs a caution quick. Also another problem for himself, Cody Smith also 1 lap down, and would be awarded that Lucky Dog, or I should say Lucky Dilla award, if we do get a caution and is not involved in that incident. Up front, drivers are willing to go side by side, put on a show our top 15, about our top 20, I should say, all in this lead pack.
NIS plan for this week if you're all
to go and who's willing to go pretty wide, because it looks like 2x2 is the way we're going to stay for quite a while.
It looks like it's starting to get up a little bit. More trucks, more energy. Everybody pushing a little bit harder here. It's like they'll get to that point where, you know, I think what happens is you ride around, you get a little bit bored, and you go, you know, let's go race for a little bit. And you get these little bit of mix-ups here with these drivers. And got some other new names showing up there. You know, Nick Crawford, you got Tyler Dingler on top there, but the truck there almost got to the inside of Tyler Dingler back in that 19. But he's about that 3rd truck in the outside line back there around that 12th position. So, you know, some drivers mixing it up and starting to come forward here that were running in the back.
Put it on pick her up for you.
Fight as much as they can. We also have another driver.
I mean, I'm heading that way too.
Mark Libertone is going to be struggling on pace. I think the damage might have been pretty. Has kind of matched over what he would be dealing with. So only 34 drivers on the lead lap. So this lead pack, 30 5 are attached to the track. Cody Smith is in the mixture here
layout.
up front. It is TJ Conway who's going to be up front with Eric Stamp, and Stamp really putting on a show for that purple and pink machine. No numbers on the side, but 53 on our ticker. And I gotta say, Zach, this is looking like Stamp of old, the driver that got himself into victory lane back in season 2. But watch out, we got a lap car in front of us. How will you avoid? How do you get around? And where will Cody Reed place himself with drivers that are 2x2? And it looks like he'll stay high. That means everyone else get ready to squeeze, get down low to that yellow line. No, he goes dropping down the apron. You'll love to see that from Cody Reed, getting out of the way and just letting the field race on.
Very respectable move there from Cody. And, you know, I think the biggest reason for him to do this too is I hope he can get in there and at least get on the draft with these guys. You don't want to see him lose the draft again here. I don't think he's actually going to hang on. He kind of stayed on the apron there for a while, and you know, understandably he's 2 laps down, and I think that's why he didn't really want to play, you know, that guy that just like holds everybody up. But you know, it's unfortunate because it does look like he's not going to hang on to the draft, so he's probably going to go 3 laps down if they stay green here.
As moving up front, it's going to be DJ Dancing go down low. As Thomas Green switching numbers to the 3 this season, as he will rip the top. He's got Nick Crawford on the back bumper, and that outside groove is moving. As Green, Crawford able to make the pass. Also going to be clear is going to be Isaac Shelley, and as you see on screen right on board, Tyler Dingler. Tyler, one of the drivers that enters here tonight with the most starts career-wise of anyone in the ISRC Truck Series, one of the owners and founders of the Truck Series. And Tyler enters as this race is the 126th start, still looking for his first win. He's got a career of 3 top 5s, 21 top 10s.
Boys behind me right now.
And I'm curious if Tyler can finally get himself a victory lane. Last season he had multiple opportunities. I think back to Michigan, I think back to Talladega. Tyler was right there with a chance in all 2 of those races where he was inside the top 5 with just 20 laps to go. Also, I think back to last season here at Daytona, he was there late until he got disconnected. So this 19 is a driver to watch out for at Super Speedway Racing.
You know, as broadcasters, we're not supposed to show like our bias, you know, people, right? You know, but I gotta show a little bias here for, you know, Tyler Dingler. Like, man, if he could go out there and win, I think there's only one other guy out there that I kind of put on that same pedestal of like, I want to see him win so bad, and that'd be Martin Morales Jr. Those 2, man, they could just get a victory. It would be amazing, you know, amazing moments. So a little bit of bias showed there for me, but you know, can't help it with, you know, how long they've been here in the series, and just, you know, it would be such a great moment, I think, to see.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, 35 to go to the line.
I think if Martin, he had that one chance in Las Vegas last season or 2 seasons ago where it came down to the white flag, and he found himself getting spun around off the nose of GT Rosari, and it's just, there's been moments at times, and I'm curious on when that win might finally strike for themselves, and usually it's at super speedways that we see those first career wins happen. But tonight will be a magical one for those drivers. One driver, though, that is not known. I mean, he's known for getting to victory lane, but feels like he's not fast at any of the tracks that we go to. Our season 4 champion of Nick Crawford currently leads this race. And Nick is one of those drivers that you come into a season and you just know he's gonna be up front. But Zach, it's strategy that helps the 74 get into victory lane. With his 12 career wins, he's hoping to get 13th, maybe here tonight.
I'd tell you, the 13th is coming at some point this season. We know his prowess to just nail a strategy. I mean, his strategies have definitely been on point. We know his speed has been great also. That definitely, I think, won him that championship that season. I think was by far his best when it came to just, you know, overall speed compared to, you know, the competition. So he had an excellent season then. I wouldn't put him past him to come right back and do it. And I know how much effort he puts into trying to, you know, be good in this series. I would love to see Crawford go out here and really have a great season for himself, where not only is his strategy working well, but his speed is also part of it.
Other drivers getting into the mix. Justin Sipes back up front, trying to stay in line with Shelley and Green and trying to push their way forward
thanks for the follow
as much as they can. One driver, though, that's just outside the top 10. It's the 5 Dakota Moniz. Dakota's got one win in his ISRC Truck Series career. That was back in season 1 at Talladega. Came down with a fuel strategy run. Right now, he's starting to poke the nose and trying to make a move. Is Jesse Thornock going to be the driver that's trying to figure out where to go? A little bit of blinking action for a quick second, and they're going to continue to stay 3 wide as Moniz and Dangler almost get into one another. Also a driver that's blinking. It's on the inside. It's Eric Stamp with a quick blink. It's kind of scaring the field and tricking them for a quick moment, but Dakota Moniz, Joshua Stovall, they made a power move there through the middle.
That they did. Stovall, I mean, he pushes the 5 up through the middle and then dives to the inside and now allows Dingler to slot back in behind the 5, but that could have been a lot worse as some of these pushes and shoves are getting much bigger and people are trying to position themselves a little farther up here. But again, still a pit stop waiting here before everybody can get to the end of this race, but I still think everybody likes to get up here in the front and move up his Stamp. Now he's going to jump up in front of Nick Crawford. He wants to go back to the lead. He'll lead this lap this time around.
Eric Stamp, he's the lead driver. That is where it seems like his comfort zone has been so far here tonight, at least in the first half. We are officially into the second half of this race. 53 laps have been completed, and I gotta say, it has been fun to watch the action back and forth. Where will you go? Well, they've been 2 by 2 for most of this race. Starting to heat up, starting to get a little bit more wiggly as
30 to go, 29 across the line. Oh. Yeah, we're gonna get lapped.
I gotta say, this racing action has been fun to watch, but for us up in the booth, I think this might be a time for us to take a quick break before these drivers really start to get crazy up front. They're 2 by 2, but don't worry, you won't miss a thing because we'll be 2 by 2. We'll go side by side watching the ISRC Lyra Production Truck Series. You're watching the Marcast Incredible 225. We'll be back right after this for more Daytona action.
Damn, dude. Just that corner, you're done. Good shot.
Driver load.
How happened to Nick? How did he drop so many spots? Was he just in the lead?
Weird light glitch in turn 1 for you, or is it just me?
Light glitch?
Yeah, there's like a flashing light in the grandstands.
I'll have to see if I'm... Let me pay attention here.
like the goddamn like big ass like light pole is like flickering, like its bulb's going bad. It looks like for me. Or all the fans are taking their phone lights and fucking.
I don't know, nothing weird happened for me.
It's weird. I have to record it and send it to you. It looks fucking weird. It's like the top deck of the grandstands. I got to put goofing on here. Come on now.
Ollie over here distracting me.
Ryan Kelly, you're holding me up. I gotta go, bro.
Monday night. My name is Sam Dyer. With me is Zach Hall. Running productions in the background is Robert Boyer Jr. You're seeing the drivers getting by some lap traffic under a commercial break. A couple of drivers going lap down once again. It was the 44 mark. Libertone going 3 laps down. Cody Green also going 3 laps down. He lost twice since we've gone green. It's got to be a frustrating momentum loss for the 25. I was hoping for a good start to his season. Another driver that's a lap down is the 7 Cody Smith, as the rest of the field all still attached in line. But we are back to the same scenario we were in about almost 30 laps ago. When do you set up to go to pit road? And Zach, this is that interesting time because we have that caution. Drivers have a more open window when to come in.
That they do, yeah. They got a little bit more options available to them. I'm interested to see, can you make a little something different? Because a lot of times when you come to these super speedways, you know, you see it in real life where they talk about them right around fuel saving. And you want to question, why would you fuel save? Well, there is precious seconds on pit road that are in that fuel can.
There was a 5-car pack for the race win. That's crazy back there.
Save a little bit, maybe, you know, the ability, because I know a lot of people came down even when that caution came out, even if they had pitted before, and just topped the trucks back off. So it'll be interesting to see when people do elect to come down, so to say, here. But you know, that window would probably open up here in the next 2 laps for them to, you know, make it to the end. But I think you're going to see a lot more aggressive strategies where people are going to stretch it maybe a little farther, maybe look for 2 tires and a little less fuel.
And who in the back will be willing to make some moves? Do you make it now before pit stops, or do you wait until after the pit stops are done as another fastest lap of the day pops up? That's going to go to Nico Garcia all the way back in 29th position. Around his teammates, going to be of that Elwood Designs Esports team. That's Alan Elwood in the 4, 37 of Richard Thompson, as well as Nico Garcia in the 78. That trio now in line and a much better position, I would say, as a team, setting up for this pit stop than they were in the last.
We're not going to just let this dude have it, though.
Out pretty openly throughout the field. Let's go around, and we're closing in on lap 60. Pit sooner, later, do you hope the
you got under me this time. I get it.
That's the bigger question, because I know for a lot of the core group of drivers that have been in ISRC, they're in a Quick Truck Series for more than 3 seasons, they've made a lot more friends and alliances throughout these years that they are willing to trust those to come into pit road. If you're part of these rookie classes, you don't have as much rapport to the rest of the field on when I go into pit road. Hopefully others follow me.
And that is a tough situation. You know, you got some Ford truck teams out there, multiple of them, and they're all setting up plans, like you said, and most of those drivers have been here before, so they kind of, you know, almost work together with other teams, so you got bigger groups coming together. If you're like a 2-truck team or a new person in the league that's just a solo driver, it becomes very tough here when you go to these final stops. You almost...
Well, I was nice and gave it up because I don't want to race for the fucking leaders.
On the whim of, oh no, they're pitting, I need to either pick the right group to pit with, or, you know, be in the perfect situation to come with a certain group. So right now, you see right now, Cody 3 laps down. It looks like he's instead of staying on the apron, he's going around 3 wide. But I tell you, this is going to be an interesting time when it comes to see who comes down pit road first.
Well, you made an interesting note earlier. Some drivers get bored. Some drivers get to a mentality of, well, my race is over. I'm going to race as aggressively as I want. And Cody Reed has shown this also on Wednesday night. So if he feels like he's got nothing to lose, he might be one of the most aggressive and most demanding drivers to get up front. And right now, would be 3 laps down, he's trying to be that first driver who's 3 laps down. He's trying to unlap himself the hard way, so if there's a caution, at least he would be stuck at 2 laps down. But for Cody to be up front, he needs to be up front, bank on a caution. That's a lot of factors you just don't know will happen. As you also see behind Cody, that was that of the 97 of Justin Forbes, a part of a very stacked team of the CSF racing crew. That's Cochran, Sora, Forbes Racing. Well, Danny Cochran, John Forbes, Vincent Sora, and Justin Forbes. I know that crew. I talked to them before we went live, and they said, hey, if anything, we want to see Justin get into victory lane, and oh boy, here we go. First pit stops, and Ollie Fonseca, big push by the 42, able to hold on and save it, but our first big scatter of drivers into pit road, and I'm curious if Ollie was able to slow down in time, or will black flags be given? It looks like everyone's good so far.
That was amazing from Ollie there. Let's save that, because, I mean, he was wrecked. I was pretty sure he was wrecked there at that point, and I didn't think he was going to get slowed down for pit road, but he had probably his best pit entry of the night. What a job there by him, and I think that's going to be a moment that he can reflect on, saying, wow, that was some excellent driving.
Yeah, I don't know how he saved it, but hey, a more aggressive pit entry can help you get a better pit stop going, and hopefully there's not as much damage to the rear end or front bumper to the 42 as another cluster of drivers think about making their pit stops. That's going to be Justin Smith by himself. No one following the 45. It looks like he might have missed the cue of when to go into pit road with his team. As up front, starting to see a little bit of a gap building between our top 13 and 14th on back with all the different pit stops. It's hurt some drivers. And speaking about being hurt, there's TJ Woodson.
No way!
The 18 just can't catch a break.
Oh my God! They wrecked up front.
He has been very unlucky here tonight. I mean,
everybody check up on the
TJ has been lost on an island sometimes.
Great.
Oh my God!
I wasn't even fucking paying attention. I got right in that shit.
It just seems like every moment he gets to the lead,
No way.
at some point he gets shuffled to the middle. So unfortunate for him, but he won't lose too much track position here from this. But we'll see how many more people come down, and another big row of them. It looks like this is going to be that the team of Vincent Sora.
It's in the pit road. Vincent Sora crew, but in the pit road. Oh, no trouble for Justin Forbes as he locks it up on pit entry. Big slide for himself. Luckily, no one else involved, but big loss of time. He's going to need a caution.
Oh my God, dude! I have a chance to
As
fucking
his
go win
race
this thing.
could be stunted if we stay green. Another driver going to be having to force into pit road. That's Cody Smith. Black flag when he was leaving pit road, but here's the mix and match of drivers at full speed and those trying to get back out on track.
Worst case scenario there to have that mistake at this point here for Justin Forbes, but
It's all right, Vinny. That was an illegal fucking stop.
Get back going, at least maybe catch a caution. But here we go. More pit stops happening as mayhem continues. Looks like Eric Stamp going to lead down that armadillo.
He's flying. Was that 53? It looked like he did able to get down to that speed limit, that 60 miles per hour drivers are looking for, and was just able to hit at the line. And all these drivers, that was Armadillo Motorsports as well as Larson Line Racing coming in.
Shane ahead is pitting.
No way. I was about to be so happy with a 7th place finish. Like, I would have taken that gladly. Now I'm gonna get butt fucked. You can just feel it.
Race car is in, turn 3.
Oh, Nick, that's so
Temperature's decreasing. It's now 78 Fahrenheit.
Like that again?
It was really bad during
Race
practice.
car is in, turn 4. Pits are open.
But in the dev update, they said they were the best in the business.
Who fucking stayed out?
Can we hit iRacing with the connection flag?
Oh.
I
think I had the freaking.
I'm about to get the
I had the right broadcast stream running in the background, so that's cool. Somehow the truck league broadcast was playing in the background.
Oh my god, it's gonna be like a 4-lap shootout.
Yeah, buddy, what could go wrong?
Thank you for that, Steve.
Yep, no problem.
That was just on me. Yeah. I could have missed that easily.
Okay, Dakota, the pace car has just left. Green, 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 let's go. Car high. P19, still there. Hold your line. Outside's clear. Car inside.
Cool.
Inside's clear.
Thing won't even fucking turn.
Fastest lap for Drew, 29.73. 2 to go. That last lap was at 30.90. Fastest lap for Drew, 29.65.
To get some a little more fucking damage on the car.
White flag, one more lap.
Drew, did you not take tires? At all? Apparently 2 tires is fucking OP at every track now.
Oh, they're wrecking in 3 and 4.
Shit, that's fucking crazy. Good one. Damn.
Alright.
Yeah.
I'll take 6. I'm fucking ecstatic about that.
Car low. Clear on the inside.
Hey, my bad, I
Good job,
was
man.
that was behind me.
Thanks,
For
man.
some reason, I
Sorry.
thought it was a green light ticker, so I lived
Whatever
at the start.
happened with me,
That's
fuck you and the rest of our teammates nights up. I feel
Good
like
win.
piece of shit.
Sorry, man. It's whatever. I'm not even competing for points, so sucks for Cody.
I know.
You're good, Brian.
You know, I know you'd run this to have fun. It's
Yeah.
not fun. But fucked like that.
It's all good. I still managed 19th.
Hey, that's not bad. That's a good recovery, dude. God damn, man. Who knew that my second best finish would be at fucking this fucking shitty track?
Box in 5.
I fucking hate this place. I still hate
Yeah.
this
Why
track.
you want? You blocking your teammate below the white line.
Surprisingly not so bad with the next gen car though.
Motherfucker, you blocked me last week. I cut you a break, and I got you into the playoffs.
Yeah,
Shut
I
the
don't know.
fuck
This
up.
track sucks.
I definitely didn't block you last week. I don't know about blocking for what 15th, but I mean, good on you.
Well,
Who'd he piss off this week?
Sounds like the 9.
Front left, 138 Fahrenheit. Right front, 173. Rear left, 139. Right rear, 166.
Yeah. Well, we'll take it. P19. I mean, it's pretty freaking competitive league, so not bad for having only run a couple races this season. So, but appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate the raid turbo and the follows from everybody. And we'll be live again probably Friday night with NIS. We might go live tomorrow night with something. We'll see. But if not, we will definitely catch you all Friday night. And yeah, appreciate everybody tuning in. Peace.
Oh my god.